Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get started with everyone. So basically today, we're going to go over how to set up and manage your first PPC campaign, if you choose to do it on your own. On your panel for your webinar, there should be a questions tab towards the bottom. It's just me running the webinar today, so if you have any questions, type them in there, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. I usually get to all the questions at the end of the presentation. I wait around a little bit on the line for about 10 minutes or so to answer any questions anybody has. If I don't get to your question today, you can also email me at brittany@commercialcapitalmarketing.com, especially if I cover or I don't cover something that you guys were interested in. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. For those of you that don't know what AdWords is, I'm sure everybody searches Google. So when you search Google, AdWords are the first results you see in this yellow block at the top or the results you see on the side. So basically, AdWords is a paid search advertising platform, hosted by Google. It's their way of doing their partners and their own websites to help people that have new websites like yourself get traffic and visibility immediately when they, you don't have so much of a ranking on Google yet because your website is so new. So basically, more people are pushing towards PPC, which is another word for AdWords. It's called pay per click. That's why you'll hear me say PPC a lot today. It's just an easier way to say it and talk about AdWords. So basically, Google came up with a new update for their search algorithm, and a search algorithm is, the result page that when you type in equipment leasing, so to speak, those first page results are called SERPs, search engine result pages. So when Google changes their algorithm update, they change how websites are ranked on those pages accordingly. So one of the most recent updates that came out in October was the keyword not provided. And basically for marketers and anybody that does their own web marketing, you can't access the keyword data for your website that you used to be able to via Google Analytics, Webmaster Tools. A lot of the keyword data is not provided now. So in order to get any kind of keyword data for your website, without going through a lengthy process of evaluating each page and all your content, a lot of people use AdWords. That's why PPC has become a little more popular over the last couple months because people are using it as a tool for their other marketing campaign to do some keyword research and some keyword data. That's why I also have, PPC is only a piece of your marketing pie. I'm trying to think of the word I'm using here. I don't, recommend people to use it all the time. I think for new websites, it's probably good to use within the first 3 months because it'll get you some immediate traffic. It'll get you some quality leads, depending on the quality of your landing pages and your ads. Sorry guys. So I say it's only a piece because you have to do everything. You have to do social, you got to do SEO. PPC is a great way to kick your campaign off and get some traffic immediately, but I wouldn't use it all the time because it also does get very pricey. The management going along with PPC can also be very in-depth, which is why a lot of people outsource it to marketing agencies. Like I said before, brand visibility is huge with AdWords and PPC, which is why people use it in the beginning, especially new websites. And what's also great about it is you can track every cent you spend on it. So you pay Google directly if you're going to manage it yourself, and I'll show you guys how to input all your billing information. You can also tie in your analytics account with it, and all of you have analytics set up on your website, so I will also show you how to do that. You can track every cent you spend as far as keywords that you want to bid on, ads that you have running, people clicking on your site. Every single visitor you get from AdWords and PPC, you can track via your analytics. So a lot of people like that because they want to see their ROI indefinitely. So like I said again, you know, when you do AdWords, you're paying for these ad spots that are on the top of the Google SERPs and the side. And when I say SERPs, again, it just means search engine page results. So that's, you know, if you type something into Google, that all of those listings you had where you want to rank on Google, that's the search engine results, or the SERPs. So not only do your ads appear on the Google search engine itself, but your ads will appear on Google partner websites. A lot of websites are actually Google partners that you don't even know. Like Business Insider is a great one. A lot of our clients that we have doing PPC, we have their ads appear on Business Insider, especially for, you know, the business and financial industry, a little bit more professional. You'll also appear on popular sites like YouTube, which has also become somewhat of a search engine now, believe it or not. Another one that we have a lot of people up on is Lease Trader, whether it's, you know, commercial vehicle leasing, any kind of leasing. You know, these are just options. So you can see where the ads appear here, and sometimes they're disguised because they can be video, images. They're not always just text. We try to make them as engaging and attractive as possible. So when you're on a website, you may not even know you're clicking on an ad for another company, but you know, because it's so integrated and attractive to the eye that it captures you in a different way. So this is just where your ads can appear. I'm going to go over how to set up an account. I'm actually going to walk you guys through, you know, just kind of a setup dummy account. I just wanted to break down every piece of it beforehand. So we're going to create a Google Words account, and basically we obviously do that through Google. It'll make you create a Gmail account if you don't already have one. For those of you that do have Gmail accounts and use them for personal use, you can use those. People that we do AdWords account with, we have them create a Gmail just specifically for their business. So, you know, if I were to do one for one of Chris's companies, I would do primecommerciallending@gmail.com, and I can use that. Next important step is to set your budget. Your marketing budget is really important because AdWords and PPC are really about bidding. You're bidding for keywords. It's how much you're willing to spend on certain keywords, how much you're willing to spend to get traffic for equipment leasing or hard money lending keywords. After you set your budget, then you can go and choose your keywords appropriately. You'll notice that some keywords, more broad terms, are going to be way more expensive than some longer search terms. Just for example, if I were to do equipment leasing, equipment leasing itself as a search term is going to be way more expensive, probably like $50 a click. I mean, that might be a little bit exaggerated, but you get the idea. Or as opposed to if I were to do equipment leasing for construction companies. It's a longer search term, more specific, but you're also targeting the industry that you're probably looking for. That keyword would probably run at maybe $10 a click. Granted, these prices I'm throwing at you are a lot more than I would recommend spending on a first-time PPC campaign. Depending on budgets, we have budgets range from $200 to $5,000. I don't like to see people spend more than $10 on a keyword depending on their budget. For lower-end budgets, I would say probably go around $2 to $5 a keyword depending on how many keywords you want and what you really want to target. Location specific, do you want to target nationally? Do you want to target your region, whether it be Midwest, Southwest? the West Coast in general, or do you want to target local? Maybe you have a big local market if you're in Florida and there's a big local market for commercial real estate on the beach or something. So you have to determine where you want to target as well. Also, you got to know your audience. And like I said with the equipment leasing example, maybe you want to target a specific industry, whether it be the manufacturing industry, the construction industry, or it's a certain product you want to focus on, maybe commercial real estate financing. You really want to know your audience. You want to know what they're searching for, what websites they're visiting often, what search terms they're using to get there. I'm going to show you guys how to do all of that as well. So these are the 5 basic key points you really want to outline before you start and set up your campaign, so you know exactly what direction you want to head in. AdWords campaigns are set up like I have set here on the slide, where it says campaign, ad groups, keywords, and ads. That's how your campaign is going to be broken down. For campaign, usually your first campaign, I would start it with the date you started. So if you start a campaign in January, I would put January. We're in the middle of the month, so maybe I would do January 15th, 2014, just to let you know where you started your date. Ad groups, I do these based on products. So if you want to focus on accounts receivable financing, hard money lending, and commercial real estate financing, those are all their own separate ad groups. And within those ad groups are keywords and keyword variations. So if you wanted to do accounts receivable financing, you not only target that keyword, but you target accounts receivable factoring, factoring receivables, AR finance, any kind of keyword that somebody could type into a search engine and land on that product. Then after you develop your keywords and you pick keyword variations, you build ads around those specific keywords so that you can really target that group of people that you're hoping to drive back to your website. I am going to go over the keyword planner, which is AdWords keyword tool that will show you traffic that's coming to each keyword and the cost per click. So if you wanted to target a certain keyword, for example, accounts receivable financing, when you type it into the keyword planner, it'll show you how much search volume it's getting per month, how high the competition is for that specific keyword, as well as what you'll be paying per click. So every time somebody clicks on that ad that you build for that keyword, that's what you'll be spending, whether it be $2 a click or $10 a click. In Keyword Planner, there is this keyword matching. So you can pick how search terms are matched based on what keywords you choose. Just kind of going into that a little more in depth, broad match are similar phrases that are relevant variations. So keywords targeting equipment leasing, but you'll also be getting traffic for equipment financing, even if you're not paying for that word. You might also get traffic for it. That doesn't guarantee that you'll get traffic for equipment financing if you're targeting equipment leasing, but there's a possibility that you may. Phrase match is searches that contain exact phrases in order. So, let's just stick with equipment leasing as an example. An example of a phrase match for equipment leasing would be construction business equipment leasing. The 2 keywords were in that exact order. An exact match is obviously it has to be that exact term. So if you want to target equipment leasing exact match, somebody has to type in equipment leasing exact match. We're also going to go over negative keywords once I show that to you. Basically, negative keywords are keywords that you don't want to be targeted in your campaign at all. For equipment leasing, sometimes people target commercial vehicle leasing because business owners like to rent trucks or buy trucks for their business, and they do it through the actual business itself, which is fine. However, sometimes Google will misinterpret that and also put car leasing in there, and you'll get people trying to lease cars. So those are negative keywords. We add in negative keywords like that so that you don't waste money on people looking for car leasing if commercial vehicle leasing is something you're looking for. I'll go in a little more in depth to that as well. So this is Keyword Planner, and when you log into your Google AdWords interface, which I'll show you guys how to do once I kind of walk you through everything, you'll go to Tools and Analysis, and it will drop down in a menu, and you'll click Keyword Planner. I've posted an example, commercial financing. You'll see on the left-hand side it has targeting. I have United States, the English language, and I also have negative keywords. Where the United States is, you can localize that, whether you want it to be, like I said, a region or specific city or state. You can also do it based on language. I don't think anybody here is targeting any other language but English. Maybe you are, I'm not sure. But you can do that on the left-hand panel. So just for an example, I typed in commercial financing. I'd hit this Get Ideas button that's next to the search tab, and all these ideas would pop up. Granted, I only gave you guys the first 4 just because the ideas that pop up are hundreds of pages you have to pick through, and I'll show you how to sort through all of them as well. You can see that commercial financing probably gets 320 searches a month, and it's running at $17 a click. That is really expensive. So when people want to target generic search terms like this, I go in, I find out how much the generic search term is. It's usually very expensive, such as $16 a click. And then I go into the keywords below it, which you see commercial finance, commercial truck financing. There's keyword variations that are a lot cheaper, but also still getting a lot of traffic, sometimes even more traffic. Like commercial truck financing is only $10, but it's getting almost twice as much traffic. So those are things you want to consider when you're using the keyword planner. After you develop your keywords, you're going to start creating ads. I also will show you guys how to create ads. When we start creating them, we're going to create them using landing pages and keywords. Just a basic overview of what a landing page is. All your product pages on each of your websites, like hard money lending and bridge loans, your accounts receivable financing product page, that is a landing page on your website. It's somewhere that a user can land on your website. So it's kind of, we give that simple name when we talk about building new pages to your website. We call them landing pages. So you're going to build your ads around keywords in your landing pages. So for your accounts receivable financing landing page, you would use accounts receivable financing as a keyword, or maybe you use factoring receivables. Whatever keywords you pick when you're using the keyword planner is what you're going to use to build your ads. We're going to put bids on these ads as well, and that goes right along with cost per click. Where your ads rank, so once you build everything and you log on to Google and you're like, hey Brittany, I paid for this factoring receivables keyword, I built an ad for my product page or my accounts receivables page, I submitted my ad, it was approved by Google, it's running in their system but it's not on page 1. So basing, where your ad appears in Google's search results depends on how much you're willing to pay per click and the quality score of not only your keyword, your ad, but also your landing page. So this is why I tell everybody to kind of make their landing pages unique, make your ads enticing, always have a call to action, make sure you're using good quality keywords when you use the keyword planner that are getting high search traffic. All of that goes into where your ads are actually going to be placed on Google. So I'll show you guys how to utilize ad rank a little bit better and how you can increase quality score for your pages. Benefit of having a higher quality score on your ads is the CPC cost goes down. So you actually, the higher quality your website is and the higher quality your ads are, the lower CPC you're going to pay, which doesn't everybody love? You can save money. So more on ad creation. These are what your ads are going to look like, not on the Google search page, but on Google Partners. Remember I showed you guys Business Insider and Lease Trader and how those banner ads were up on the top and the side and they were images. So you can actually do that in Google, and you don't have to have design experience. It will put everything together for you. All you do is have to submit your website. It will scan your website for your logo and image and product information. I'm going to show you guys how to do everything. Don't worry, I'm sure some of your heads are spinning right now. This is just kind of an overview of what I'm going to go over with you guys. So these images are way more attractive than the text images you see on Google search. Obviously, that's why they have a higher click-through rate and much higher conversion. So I really like to enable Google's display network and display ads for each campaign that we do. It's actually very beneficial. So you see the call to action here, learn more. They do some program highlights, approval within 24 hours. They have an image that relates to it. We got commercial trucks, we have our logo, and the product we're trying to target, which is equipment leasing. When you do go in to edit your ads, You'll have the ability to edit any information you want. Don't worry about the logo and the product image. You know, you guys, all of that will be automated for you unless you do want to go in and edit your image, and everything is very user-friendly too. Usually when I build ad campaigns, I'm not a big designer. Alex and Kevin are way better at that than I am. I go in and edit the information, like the headline, the description, the click button, which is going to be your call to action, because that learn more button you see on these ads, that's actually a button. So when somebody clicks on it, it will go right back to your website. So you want to make sure you have a very strong call to action there. So this is your editing panel for your ads. And as you can see above the ad, there's different sizes you can pick from. There's like long, skinny ones for, you know, a banner ad on the side of a website. A block ad usually goes on the side. The horizontal, longer ones are more for banner ads on top of websites. These are what they would look like. You get to preview everything before you submit it for your campaign. And you get to pick and choose which ones you want, which is pretty cool. You can have as many or as little as you want. So basically, going off of what I was talking about for quality score, why is it important to have a good quality score on your ads and your landing pages? It gives you a lower CPC, higher click-through rate. Your landing page will perform better. People will spend more time on your website. Ways you can get quality score is make sure your landing pages are very relevant to your keywords. Just like the example I showed you with accounts receivable financing, make sure factoring receivables, if that's a keyword you're going to target, is somewhere on your landing page in that context, so that when Google scans it, it says, okay, this person has a page about accounts receivable financing. They're looking to target a similar keyword, which is factoring receivables. I'm going to scan their content. Yep, factoring receivables is in their content. They have that variation in there. So, you know, go in, edit your content on your landing page a little bit, or you can create a whole new separate page for the keyword factoring receivables that has the same product information, just a little bit more tailored towards that keyword. So in a nutshell, quality score is the relevance of your keywords and your landing pages, and also your keywords to your ads. Make sure everything relates to one another and that it all makes sense. So when you create your campaign, you can't just set it and forget it. I know everybody thinks that, and that's why a ton of PPC campaigns fail, and everybody gives up on PPC because they don't actually manage their account. They don't pay attention to what kind of traffic they're getting, what kind of impressions, what keywords are performing better than others. If you have keywords that aren't getting you any traffic, take them out and spend your money elsewhere. You have to stay on top of figuring out what keywords are more trendy than others in the financial industry, what people are looking for, what products are working for you in your geographical location and which aren't. That's all part of management. You got to pay attention to that if you want your campaign to succeed. And like I said, a lot of people set it and forget it, which is why they fail at it. You know, and that's why there's people like us that manage them for you guys. So also you want to watch your first page bid placements. So you want to make sure you're ranking on the first page of Google, because like I said before in our previous webinars, how many of you, when you're searching, just doing a personal search, go past the first or the second page of Google? Rarely ever, right? You go in the first couple results. So you want to make sure your ad is there all the time when you're targeting keywords and people are, you know, searching in those keywords. And that goes back to your quality score. And with quality score, you just got to make sure everything's related. You got to make sure your content's related to your keywords and your ads are related to your content. Also, I'm going to show you guys how to set up analytic goals for landing pages. The most primary goal we have set up for people is your contact page. How many people are landing on your contact page? We can set up goals and analytics that show you how many people are going from your AdWord campaign or your ads and going to your contact page and actually contacting you. I'm going to show you how to set that up so that when you look over it on a monthly basis, you can actually determine your ROI based off, you know, what you spent in AdWords, who contacted you on your contact page, and which of those contacts actually turned into leads for deals. Also, negative keywords, always pay attention to keywords that you don't want targeted in your campaign so that you're not wasting money. And that goes back to my equipment leasing example where I said people were targeting commercial truck leasing and they were getting personal car leasing keywords in there. Google will throw those things in there. You got to stay on top of that and, you know, get those keywords out of your campaign so that you're not wasting money. And then again, like I said, ad placements. You want to, it's the same with negative keywords. Those picture ads that I showed you guys, that's part of what Google calls their display network. You want to make sure your picture ads are popping up on sites that actually make sense. So you don't want your ad popping up on onlinegames.com. You want your ad popping up on businessinsider.com. So you have to go through your ad placements just like your negative keywords and take out those crappy sites that Google might be putting your ads on and be like, hey, Google, I don't want my ads put on the site ever again because it's wasting my money and it's wasting clicks. You actually have to tell them to do that. So another reason why a lot of campaigns fail is because people don't manage that aspect of their campaign. They may not even know it exists as a feature in AdWords. And so Google's putting them on these really crappy sites like online gaming when they're a business finance company. And what kind of audience on online gaming is looking for business finance? I have no idea. It's possible that there's a prospect there, but more likely than not, you're going to find better prospects and more quality leads on businessinsider.com. So you just got to filter those out and pick them out. I'm going to show you guys how to do all of that, don't worry. Let me just run through everything again. So these are traffic and impressions, and you'll see in red I have highlighted your clicks. You can see how many people have clicked on your ads. I have some of the stuff blacked out just because for privacy. I don't like to give anyway my client information or any of their keywords or what they're spending. So anything that's blocked out is I blocked out for their privacy. You can see how many clicks certain campaigns are getting. You can also see how many impressions those are making, so you can kind of determine what your click-through rate is based on the impressions they're making and how many people are actually clicking on your ads. Also, you can worry about first page bids. This is what I was talking about. You want your ad to pop up on the first page of Google. When you're paying money for this keyword, you want it to be seen and you want it to be clicked. Google is great at telling you when, okay, your bid's too low today. Now the first page bid estimate is about $4.75 when you were paying $4 before. When this can be frustrating for people because it fluctuates pretty commonly, I would say, depending on how common your keywords are and how generic your keyword is. A keyword like accounts receivable financing is so, popular that the bid for the first page is going to fluctuate a ton. I tell people to think of AdWords like a casino or like going to an auction. You're bidding against other people in your network and your industry for that first page spot. So you have to pay attention to first page bids. And Google will always alert you like this when you log into your dashboard and say, hey, you're below your first page bid, just letting you know the bid is now $4.75. If you want to be on the first page, you have to move your bid up. So it will do that for you probably on a daily basis. So just pay attention to that depending on what keywords you really want to rank on page 1 for. Okay, so I was talking to you guys about analytics goals. I'm not going to go into actual analytics and show you. I do have all the screenshots and the steps, so this would be a really important section to pay attention to. I'm also going to have all these slides put up on slideshare.net. I'll send you guys all the link. This is going to be recorded, like I said before, and that's going to be up on our marketing website. All of you attending today will get links to both so that you guys can see this presentation and these steps whenever you want. So I'm going to run through these real quick with you. When you log into your ad or your analytics, you're going to go to the admin section of your Google Analytics account and you're going to click Goals. This is what the section is going to look like. So we click Goals. It's going to create a new goal. You're going to have this option up here. If you already have a goal, which obviously for this client I have a goal set up for them already, it's a contact us goal. You create a goal if you want to create a new one. So we click that, and this is going to pop up for us. Most people do just a contact us goal in the beginning. It can get really techie and in-depth if you want to go into a landing page and everything, but I want to keep it as basic for you guys as possible right now because this is just a beginner campaign webinar. So I suggest everybody does a contact us goal so that you can, determine how many people are actually landing on your contact us page and who's submitting it off of your AdWords account. So once you create a goal, this is going to pop up for your goal setup. You want to click Inquiry, Contact Us, and then click Next Step, and then this will pop up. You can name it. I just name it Generic Contact Us so that I know what the goal is, and we're going to click Destination, and that's going to be our destination to our Contact Us page. So then we go to our website, we go to our Contact Us page, we highlight the URL, which looks like this, www. It'll say Contact Us, whatever your company is. You're going to paste that in the destination box right here that says equals to, and then you're going to hit Create Goal. It's super easy. If any of you ever have problems with it, you can call me and I can walk you through it. It'll probably take like 5 minutes, honestly. It's very quick. And it will show you a lot of ROI and a lot of feedback as far as how your website's performing in general and how your website is performing on an AdWords campaign. So next, I know I mentioned negative keywords. This is just a basic overview of how you would, get there. Just so all of these slides are for everybody that if you want to go back and look, I have everything written out. So I'm just going to run through them real quick before I do a walkthrough with you guys on a campaign setup. So basically, negative keywords, you go into your dashboard, you click Keywords, then you click Details and hit Search Terms All. That will pull up every single search term that people are searching to land on one of your ads, so that you can pick out negative keywords that don't belong there, like car leasing or instant money loans might come up for a hard money loan keyword. So you can pick out the ones you don't want in there. And this is just an example. Hard money school review, somebody typed that in and landed on our page. I excluded it from this client's thing. I also excluded payday loans. Payday loans is like the spammiest website on the internet. Us webmasters and all SEOs make fun of it all the time, so it's definitely something you don't want. All these other keywords are great. This client is targeting hard money. You can obviously tell that. They're targeting, some leasing. They're doing some SBA stuff. And these are all keyword terms that, people are searching to get to their ads. Another example of keyword terms, rehab loans for apartment, not so much. Payday loans, again, I take that out. The same goes with ad placements on those picture ads I showed you, which are also known as your display network. So when I talk about those picture ads, I'm talking display network, just in case I use the terms interchangeably. And the way you get to there is you hit display network, and then you'll hit placements. And then this chart will pop up, and it'll show you every single website your ad is popping up on. Like I said, Business Insider is a big one, Lease MLS, Career, RealEstateJournal.com, USA Lease. These are awesome, awesome sites this person's ads are popping up on. However, you'll get a couple bad ones. There are mobile apps. I'm sure any of you that use an iPad or you use any mobile app really has advertisements when it's loading the app. We don't really, there are some good business mobile apps out there that I will let slide for ad placements, but a majority of them are crap, and I X them out and exclude them. Task Manager, I really don't think it's getting a lot of traffic. I don't want to see my client waste clicks there and waste money there, so I'm going to exclude that from the campaign so that Google can put them in more of a, a better placement for their ad group and their keyword targets. All right, let me go through some campaign setup with you guys. So once you create a Google account, which is Gmail, you'll do it through Gmail, you'll type in Google AdWords and you'll have this create your first account. So I'm going to show you guys how to create your first campaign. So this will pop up in your dashboard because I just created this account this morning so that I could show you guys how everything will pop up when you create your first one. So we're going to click create your first campaign. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's fast here. Today it's slow apparently. And you'll see we're going to create an ad group to begin with. Let me just reload this real quick. This shouldn't be this slow. Okay, here we go. So once you create first campaign, you're going to create your first ad group. Campaign title, like I said, if you want to start this week, you do January, if I could spell, that'd be awesome. 15th, I think that's the date, 2014. This is what kind of campaign you want to run. So remember I showed you guys the text ads and the image ads. If you want both of those, you hit Search Network with Display, select, okay, and then you want all features, because because you want to do both. If you don't want to do both, then you just do search network only, because that will just be google.com. Display network only is only Google partners. So you won't show up on google.com, but you'll show up on Business Insider, YouTube, with all your ads. I like to do both because it gives you a big diverse selection of things to pick from. Then you hit all features. We'll scroll down. Next, you want to pick your territory. So do you want to do just the United States, the US and Canada, all countries and territories? I don't suggest this because a lot of our loans won't go outside the United States. Or you can choose specific areas. Say I wanted to choose Texas as a state. I can choose Texas as a state. I can choose Houston, Texas, if I just wanted to do a specific city. I'm pretty sure you can do regions, Southwest. Let's see. Used to let you do this. There we go. I mean, Western United States, I believe, isn't here. Maybe it is not. Anyway, you get the gist. You can pick states based on specific regions that you want to focus on. For right now, I'm just going to do the United States just for setup purposes so I can show you guys everything. Scrolling down, you want to make sure your language is English. Bid strategy. You do not want AdWords to automatically maximize your clicks for your target budget, because if a keyword goes from $2 a click to $10 a click in one day, Google will automatically do that for you, and you don't want to, because you want to control all the money you're spending. I mean, at least I would. So I always say I'll manually set my bids for clicks. Then I hit a default bid. This is what I'm willing to spend on a keyword. To start out on first campaigns, I usually do $4 to $5 a keyword. Budget per day depends on your budget. So the way I figure that out is somebody gives me a flat budget that they want to spend for the month. I take the month that they're running it for, and I divide that budget by how many days their ads will actually be running, and that's how I come up with their budget per day. Simple math, you guys get it. So let's, just for now say we're going to spend about $25 a day. I go down, ad extensions. This is something that I didn't put in the presentation, but definitely vital to put on your campaign. You only have to set it up one time, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Important things to include for you is location. If you want your account to have any locations, that's if you want to target specific locations. If you don't, and you just want to do the United States, you don't really have to worry about that. Site links, very important. So when you click site links, we're going to establish our site links for our campaign right now. Site links are extra links that will pop up in your ad that you also want to get traffic to for your website. So let's just use Chris's website as an example. Actually, I'll do Durham. I always use Prime as an example. I need to spread some of the love here. Okay, so if I'm targeting, obviously for Durham, accounts receivable financing, but I also want to have maybe my blog or maybe my contact page into, the ads that I have. So I'm going to go to, let's just say I want to put our blog in. I go to the page, I copy the URL, I go back into my campaign management, and I hit new site link, and this will pop up. What I want this to be called is Durham blog, so that people know what it is. Then I go down to the URL, I paste that in, and description. For something specific as Durham, since they only focus on one product, I would put accounts receivable. Oh my God, I'm all over the place today, guys, sorry. Accounts receivable, factoring. And you'll also see there's a character limit on each line, so you might have to jump down a line. And purchase order, funding, blog, just so they really know what it is, and you're also targeting your keywords that you want to focus on in any description you have. So then I just hit save, and you'll see it pop up here. It's not highlighted. You have to actually add it over here. So we select it, and it will come over here and pop up highlighted so that you know that that is going to be a site link that's added onto one of your ads. Another site link I would add, any product page you want to focus on. I would do an About Us or maybe a Contact Us. I'm just showing you guys how to add these so you kind of get the gist of it. You guys get the idea. It's very simple. Oh, we have to use both, sorry. There you guys go. Okay, so that's how you add site links. You can add at least 4 site links with every campaign. So once you have that done, you add all the site links you want, you scroll down. If you want to add your phone number, which I highly suggest, you'd put your company phone number in here, and I'm going to do it for Durham. I'm just going to keep it Durham here. Highlight it, put it in. Oh, whoops, we're going to add new phone number. The United States number. My own phone number. I do not use call reporting. We're going to do just the phone number and save. And then you'll see it pop up here highlighted so you know it's part of your site extensions. You can also add in your socials. I think it allows you to add Google+, Facebook, and Twitter. You can add any apps you have. I don't think any of you guys have apps on your websites right now. Any reviews you've gotten about your company, you can add links to those just to make your ads seem a little more valuable and a little more quality. So once we have all that set up, we're going to hit Save and Continue. This stuff down here you guys don't have to worry about on your first campaign. That's really advanced PPC management, which once you start playing around with everything in your campaign, you guys can kind of explore some of that a lot more. Google has a lot of resources on all of their tabs and all of their features for AdWords, so they'll walk you through everything too if you want to explore those. So for right now, we have all of our campaigns set up. I'm just going to scroll up and make sure I hit each one. I don't know why this changed. Okay, we have features, we got our location, we got our site links, our budget, we got our phone number, and we're going to hit Save and Continue. So next it's going to jump you to, creating your first ad group. Since I'm going to keep rolling with Durham, I'm just going to do accounts receivable financing. A lot of you guys are targeting that, so you can relate to this. Text ad, ad gallery. We're just going to stick with text ad right now so I can show you guys. I can do accounts receivable financing as one of my keywords. You'll notice the character limit isn't going to let me do that, so you have to kind of make up your own thing here. So sometimes people will do AR financing. Another one I found fits really well is factoring receivables. So, you have to think of different variations of the keywords so that can fit in the character limit. On the right-hand side, you're going to see that it'll give you an ad preview. Once you start typing in stuff to these boxes, you'll start seeing what your ad is going to look like. So description, cash within 24 hours. I always go to the product page that I'm doing. Let's see, services. Do factoring. So benefits, what are the program highlights for each of these? Those are what you want to put into your campaign. I believe the same is for accounts receivable financing here. We can do work with larger customers. Let's see, receive cash within 24 hours. What's something else that I would put in there? You can add these guys. Always add a call to action too. Make note of your character limits every time you guys use these. This is just an example. As you can see on the right-hand side, my ad is starting to come together a little bit more. Now, display URL. That's the URL that you want to show up. You don't want this big honkin' long URL to show up on your ad. It's going to look ridiculous. So you want just your domain to show up. You have to clean it up. Take out the HTTP. And then see how just the Durham capital domain shows up. Now, destination URL. That is where you want to put your landing page. So I highlight and copy this because I want these people to land on accounts receivable financing, and I put that here. Take out the backslash. Take out HTTP. So when somebody clicks on this ad, they'll land on this page. And that just goes back to quality score. Like I said, you want your ad, your keyword, and your landing page all to make sense. So right now I'd have a pretty good quality score because I have my keyword, I have my landing page, and my ad. Everything ties in together. So you'll get a preview over here. Once you're done with that, you scroll down, and we want to select keywords. Google will automatically generate keywords based on, what you want your ad group to be. They're very intelligent. So as you can see, I didn't even type this in, and it already came up with all these different keyword options. I would wait right now to do that, because I'm going to show you guys how to use Keyword Planner and pick their own. I have a feeling that some of these are very expensive because they're pretty straightforward. Accounts receivable finance. I know for a fact that's expensive. So I would skip this section right now. If you want to save your first ad group and go to billing, we would go and it'll walk you through how to set up your credit card. One thing on billing that you should know is that your card is charged daily. So if you have a $1,000 budget, it's not going to charge your credit card $1,000 right out of the gate. Say you only want to spend $25 a day, it's only going to rip out a $25 expense from your credit card every day. So basically straightforward how to set up your credit card. That's, you'd save and continue to billing. If you want to set up billing later, no big deal. That's what we're going to do for right now. This is your dashboard. So obviously this will be a graph showing you how many clicks you're getting per day. You can see January, Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday. We haven't gotten any clicks yet because we haven't started our campaign. Down here you'll see your keywords. These are your setting tabs. Everything we just set up you can find in your setting tab and edit on a campaign level here, sorry. So you can edit this at any time. You can see all the keywords you're targeting. I'll show you guys when we add keywords. You can see the ads you have. We just created that ad. You saw how simple it was. You can go in, hit create a new ad, and create that. I'm going to walk you guys through the keyword planner now that we got an ad group established. And you can add as many different ad groups depending on how many products you want to focus on as you want. Okay, so let's go into tools and analysis. That is where you guys are going to find the keyword planner. This is your best friend. It's my best friend for when I manage these accounts. Once it loads here. Okay, so this is a keyword planner. We want to search for new keyword ideas and ad group ideas. Since we're working with Durham, let's just say with accounts receivable financing. Let's also do factoring receivables. That's another popular one. You can type as many as you want. Just make sure they're on their own lines. So when we go down, we pick location. If we want to focus on what's a good city to use? I mean, I could do Albany, New York. It'd be really cliche right now. Like I said, you can do it on a national level or a targeted level. I'm just showing you guys different ones. So then we hit Get Ideas, and we're going to click the Keyword Ideas tab. So the first two results are going to be the keywords that you typed in that you're curious about. As you can see, they're getting a lot of high traffic, and accounts receivable financing is about $52 a keyword or a click. That is really, really expensive, and whether you guys are raking in the cash, by all means, go for it, but we're going to choose some different keywords. I'm going to show you guys how to filter out. So after the first couple results, depending on how many keywords you search for, you're going to see this keyword by relevance. So we're going to scroll down to that, and I'm actually going to separate them based on bid. So highest to lowest. So you can see some of these are pretty crazy. If you scroll all the way down, you can skip through to the lower keywords. I always start for first campaign. This is exactly where I start. You will find some great ones like factoring programs. It's only getting 10 searches a month at $2 a keyword. Government factoring, $2 a keyword, 20 searches a month. Listen, that's great. If you really want to target government contract factoring and it's getting 20 searches a month at $2 a keyword or $2.50 a keyword, let's just say, if you can target each of those searches, that's awesome. You'll probably get 1 or 2 leads out of that, or at least 1 or 2 visitors onto your page. Compared to the 600 searches a month that accounts receivable financing is getting, you're going to be like 20 searches a month. Oh my God, Brittany, that's nothing. Well, it actually is, depending on if you build a really good ad and you have a great product landing page. People will click on it and you'll get a majority of those searches and a majority of that traffic. So you just go through here, you see what they, some of them aren't going to make any sense at all. Some of them will be related to other things like asset-based lending. You guys, you want to explore with this a little bit. Keep going over, keep going up. I usually, factoring a franchise, these are great keywords. I would go over, the highest I usually go, this is probably where I'd stop on this page, probably right around $6. Now we're really pushing my budget, and I kind of want to explore different areas. So what are financing receivables? You could build a landing page on that. You guys all have product pages on accounts receivable financing. Maybe you want to build a page that's like a resource for people that says, what is accounts receivable financing? What can it do for you? What are the benefits? What are some pitfalls? You can build a big resource page on that and then target all the searches coming for that term. A lot of people type in, what is accounts receivable financing? What is? People are really curious, and if you can draw that traffic in, that's awesome. Obviously, you'd have to create a landing page for it to be relevant. So that's basically how you use the Keyword Planner tool. I'm going to show you real quick. So let's just say, I saw, where does factoring franchise go? That was good. Okay, let's say factor receivable. Say, okay, yeah, we'll pay $4 a keyword for that at 10 searches a month. I maybe would do that. I'd have to look into it a little bit more. Also, just to let you know, a little side note, pricing and average searches a month vary upon location. So, you know, I typed in Albany, New York over here. That could be why I'm getting low searches for this keyword. If I did it on a national scale, you might see the searches for that keyword go way up, and also the price of the CPC go up per click. So just for now, I'm just showing you guys how to add. We go over here. We want to set a new ad group. So we add a new ad group, and let's just do factoring. And we can save that. And we're willing to spend $5 or around that. So now we're going to add this keyword. You want to add this to your plan. You see the add plan category. We're going to add that like this. Review estimates, and it'll tell us probably what our average position is, what we're willing to pay, etc. Let's go back. That's a feature that can get really confusing. I'm going to show you guys how to add in keywords manually. So that keyword, let's just go back to our keyword planner. Sorry, that jumped back a lot further than I wanted it to. Well, I'll just give you guys another brief overview. Okay, resume. Go search for keywords. Okay. Whoop. Let me just get back in here. Just to show you how to manually do it, if I wanted to add factoring receivables, I highlight it, I copy it, I go back into my campaigns tab. This is the way I do it. I just think it's a lot more user-friendly. I hit my campaign, I hit the ad group it belongs with, then I go to keywords, I hit keyword, add a keyword, and I want to add that keyword. And then we hit save. And there it is. Now it's in our campaign. We're eligible to bid on it. $4 is what we set as our default max bid. You can change that anytime. Maybe I want to do $5. Like I said, you can change it anytime. You can enable or pause any keywords you want. So maybe you don't want that keyword to run right away. So we'll pause it for now. We have a, factoring receivables specific keyword ad we built for it, so everything makes sense. That goes all back into quality score. You want to make sure everything makes sense. So that is for text ads. Here's our keyword. Let's build a display network or an image ad for this specific keyword. So we go over to display network, and we are going to go into, we're going to go back to ads. And we're going to hit the drop down image ad. This ever loads for me, sorry. All right, create an ad. Before you do it, see how right up in here it has my landing page already. Depending on what ad group you're in, it will generate that automatically. If you want it to be something different, let's say I want to target my factoring page and not my accounts receivable financing page. We're going to, my mouse is click happy today. All right, factoring. I'm going to take this, highlight it, pull it into the box, copy it, paste it, create ad, and you'll see Google automatically scan that for pictures. Depending on, a lot of you guys have product-specific images on your page. That's awesome. I don't think Durham has. It's really generic. So you'll see generic ads like this pop up. But those pull whatever is on your website. And like I said, remember I said you don't have to have a design background to do this. Look at Google just generated all of these for me. So you can go in, you pick which ones you want. There are a ton to pick from. Always show more. Pick the most attractive one you guys want. When you want to edit the information, you go update ideas. Is factoring for you? Description, let's say accounts receivable, factoring, receive cash in 24 hours. Everybody loves cash and they want it quick. So I hit refresh. So now you'll see that those details that I just typed in are popping up in the ads already. If I want a specific ad, I'm going to click select. If you want to edit that specific ad, you click edit. And then you can tailor each of them, and this is what I showed you guys in my slides. You can edit any of this information. Always have a call to action, though. Don't ever take that out. Then you hit done, and it's got it selected for you. When you pick all of the ones you want, you'd hit save. And then you're going to see they're going to come up in all sorts of sizes. And this is just for when they pop up on those Google partner sites that I showed you guys. They can either be long banner ads at the top, they can be side banners. So Google, you know, puts a ton of these sizes together so that they'll fit appropriately on each of these pages in whatever location they're going to pop up on that page. So you guys are going to see a ton of these. You'll see under review until Google actually approves your ad. All your ads have to be approved by Google. Let's go back and see if our one ad has been approved yet. Google can be very quick with this stuff. I know we did a text ad down here. See, they've already approved this ad, so we're eligible to start our campaign here. Your campaign's not going to start running until we enter our billing information, obviously. So none of this stuff is running. You can add, enable, pause, delete any ads you want based on these little buttons right here. Pretty straightforward. Everybody knows the pause sign, and green means go. Just some kind of analytic features you guys can play around with. You'll see over here how many clicks each of your ads are getting, what impressions they're making, what their click-through rate is, what your average PPC is, what your cost is, and your average position. Every piece of information you could ever possibly want from a marketing campaign, Google has laid out for you in this dashboard. Real quick, those negative keywords, we're not going to see any right now, but the way you find them is Keyword tab, Details, Search All, and that's where you'll see all your keywords popping up. For negative sites you don't want, you hit Display Network, Placements, and in here is where you'll find out all the websites your ads are popping up on. So like businessinsider.com, Lease Trader, YouTube, I think the Wall Street Journal's on it. You guys will see all those in here basically, or, you know, depending on where your ad is actually popping up on Google Partners. So that is a pretty good overview of a basic campaign. Dimensions, ad extensions, audiences, this is all really advanced stuff if you guys really want to get into what kind of demographic you're targeting. You don't need to do that right away. You do that with your keywords pretty much. You target the financial industry basically that way. Like I said, you can edit your settings. You can add as many ads as you want. You can play around with your ads, play around with the images, play around with your keywords. Always pay attention to your CPC and the bids that people are putting to be on first page. Like I said, Google Planner is your best friend. You know, use it often, become very familiar with it. If you ever need to change your billing information, everything's pretty straightforward. I'm just going to go back into this. If you guys really want to get involved in the industry and playing around with bids and playing around with keywords and kind of playing around with, you know, what your competitor's doing, you know, you define your competitor, whether it be a local competitor you have or a national competitor you have. You can use, these are a couple great websites to go in and look at some keywords that they are targeting for their PPC campaign. And sometimes it may even show you what their budget is and what they're paying per click. These slides will be available on SlideShare and our website. So if you guys miss jotting these down right now, don't worry about it. You'll be able to access everything and kind of play around with these accounts. So competitor research, these are really 3 great websites to do that for. Like I said, this is where everything will be available. You guys can jot these URLs down, or you can wait for me to put it up on SlideShare. I'm going to email all of these to you as soon as this webinar is over and as soon as we get them posted. So I'm assuming at the latest by 3 o'clock you guys will receive an email from me with everything. I'm going to go ahead and look at some of the questions. I think I answered all of them. If I didn't go over anything you guys had questions about, feel free to call me or you can email me at brittany@commercialcapitalmarketing.com. And other than that, that is all I have for you guys today. Thanks so much for attending, and I will talk to you guys later.